Hello and welcome everyone to today's live commodity market analysis with the Gold and Silver Club for the 1st of December 2016, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So during today's session, we will be covering live market analysis. We'll go through a short list of trading opportunities. We'll go through a trading plan for the US session today as we go into tomorrow's non-farm payrolls as well, an overview of the commodity markets, and of course our top trades of the week too. So before we get started, let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. The Gold and Silver Club is the #1 commodities trading and investment coaching company. We are regarded as the go-to authority on commodities trading as internationally respected experts. Our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies, and the agricultural markets, they are routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, which include Bloomberg, Reuters, CNBC, the Financial Times, the Wall Street Journal. Our team of experts has trained and mentored over 100,000 private traders from all over the world to increase their wealth and generate substantial income through commodities using our exclusive research-driven strategies. So for more information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please visit our website, which is at www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. So, right, we'll have a look at the week's performance so far. Obviously, the headline news was yesterday, OPEC essentially agreeing to their first oil output cut since 2008 after Saudi Arabia accepted a big hit on its production and dropped its demand on its arch rival Iran to slash output, pushing up crude prices by around 10%. So we saw an explosive move on oil yesterday. And over the course of the week, oil, WTI crude oil, Brent crude oil have definitely been the top performers this week so far. So with that, what we'll do, we'll have a look at the charts. I'll bring up oil and we'll go over and just do some analysis of where we expect the price to go next. Now, we discussed this last week, and for those of you who are on last week's session, I hope that you did manage to capitalize on this trade. We continue to actually hold our long position on oil right now. It played out actually perfectly, exactly what we were looking for in terms of this breakout trade that we got. Again, you had a very similar formation to what we saw going back to the September OPEC meeting here, which is essentially where you get a pennant formation, the price structure consolidates, and we await the news really to come out of OPEC, whether a deal will be agreed or not. And off the basis of that, we can trade the breakout. So with that, that's exactly what happened yesterday. We saw a deal get agreed in the afternoon, and we took this position of a breakout. You can see very clearly broke above the trend channel here, pennant formation, which is very typical. In fact, there was also an opportunity to get in very aggressively off the 45 zone when we retested that level, the 200-day moving average, the monthly pivot, and also the weekly pivot just on Tuesday prior to the OPEC meeting. But then we got additional confirmation to add to the position once we broke above also Monday and Tuesday's high, broke above this pennant formation, and we've just continued to follow through. Now, I've been asked a lot of questions, certainly today during our live trading rooms, for those who've continued to have an open position, profit targets. What are we looking at next? What are we expecting at the moment? Should you take profits? Should you continue to ride this trade, or should you re-enter at a fresh position right now? So what we can do is we can have a look at history, certainly off the back of OPEC meetings. If we go back to last year, in fact, especially where we had the breakdown in price going back to the 4th of December meeting, where we had this breakdown in price when essentially no action was taken by OPEC at that stage with regard to the output, and we saw a breakdown in price, a breakthrough critical support, which on the first day after the OPEC meeting saw quite a significant move, but then we consolidated, and then slowly but surely we continued this breakdown in price over December, and in fact that really continued to build up momentum in the last week of the year, and ultimately we broke down to 12-year lows. So this move continued all the way from OPEC. The overall sentiment in the market continued for another 6 weeks until we reached a double bottom in January and February of 2016. More recently, the breakout that we had going back to the OPEC meeting at the end of September, that resulted in a 6% move in one day and subsequently a 10% move in the following week. And you can see this very clear pattern on oil where once it gets going, often it really favors the brave. So you have to be quite confident in your position. You have to have the ability to get in and execute when you have the signal at the right time, not waiting for it to get too overbought. Obviously, getting into oil right now is vulnerable at this stage. You would require a very large stop loss to get in at this point. the train has already left at this point. So it's all about, for me right now, trade management of this position. I wouldn't be looking to get in on fresh entries right now unless we see pullbacks. You want to go back to historical moves with oil. Once it really starts ramping up, you can see consecutive higher highs, higher lows. And at the moment, we're targeting the 52 zone. So that would be the level going back to mid-October. So we'd be looking for approximately about another 150-point move in the short term. We'll have to assess oil if it does get to that level. There's quite a lot of clean air for oil to break out above. It bodes well that we've already broken above yesterday's high, so we haven't seen too much profit taking. We saw a little bit into the close yesterday. It would have been a warning sign if this morning we very simply started to see a rotation and a bearish, essentially giving back a lot of the gains. If we saw that sort of a move, that would have indicated that, yes, it was time to get out of this position, bank your profits. But the fact that we've already broken above yesterday's high, we're at the daily highs right now at $50.65 a barrel. And our target at the moment is going back to the swing highs of October. So we're looking for a move back towards 52. Now, again, just going back to the previous move that we saw after the OPEC meeting the end of September, you can see we continued to have follow through for several days. So this lasted over a week here. So from the initial breakout trade and then the retracement, we continued to follow through for about another 500 points. And you can see oil right now ramping up again here, about 50. We're almost at the daily highs. So yes is the answer. I am expecting higher prices here. You can see we're about to break through 50.70. In the short term, looking for a move back up to 52 US dollars a barrel. If we get a break and a close above that level, there is the potential for more upside, I would suggest, with oil. But this could be a major level. So I'll be watching this very carefully to see how the price reacts if we do get up to that zone of resistance. So far, so good. Well done to those of you if you did catch the oil trade. We can see on a weekly basis we've breached above last week's highs. You've got a really nice solid formation on the weekly chart, higher lows on the weekly going back to about 2 weeks ago, where we found support at the 43 level after we saw a bear trap only to reverse, and we saw strong buying at that level. And on the monthly chart, we have closed right at the monthly highs, very near to the monthly highs, I should say, yesterday, and we've already broken above last month's highs. You can see this really big V-shaped reversal pattern in development at the moment on US oil. So we are looking for additional follow through at this point. This is a very bullish price structure on oil at the moment. So again, you can see oil right now, I mean, even now it's continuing to follow through. So we're looking for higher prices for oil. If you're already in the trade right now, I would expect the potential for a larger move here in the days to come. Just manage that properly. Make sure oil is quite erratic day to day, so you just want to make sure that you're managing this properly in terms of your trailing stop loss, and also making sure that you've got the relevant targets. But it's been a great trade so far, so it's worked out extremely well. Oil up over 10% now in the last couple of days, so it's been quite a significant surge. Now, I've also been asked a lot of questions on gold and silver as we go into tomorrow's non-farm payroll. So ultimately, my preferred trade at the moment is silver over gold. It's holding up its price structure better. For those of you who monitor the gold to silver ratio, silver has more upside potential than gold right now. And I'm looking for essentially a pop above last week's highs. That's really what I'm looking for if we're going to take any sort of retracement trade here, for a break back towards the upper end of this trend channel at the moment. You can see we've been consolidating between $16.15 up to $16.90. I'm looking for a break above resistance here in order to get a follow through back towards the upper end of this trend channel. So you might think, okay, what about the sell short side of this position? Well, essentially gold is weaker than silver right now. Gold has broken back below 1170. It's broken below the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. It's hit the monthly pivot and support at 1160. Any additional selling below that zone, if it does continue to find weakness, I would look at 1140 is the next major zone here that you want to have on your radar. That's been major going back on the chart to 2014. You can see 2015. The 1140 zone has significance, and that's also been previous resistance. So this has been supportive over 2015. Support, resistance. That was a level that we broke out earlier on in February this year. So that will be the next major zone. If we continue to see gold sell off, I would be targeting the 1140 zone. You want to be a bit careful here because we are in we're getting to an extreme oversold condition on gold at the moment. We're seeing it is trying to find its footing. We've seen this on several occasions now where gold has tried to find its footing at 1200, tried to find its footing at 1170. At the moment, you tend to find this washout with gold or silver before they will bottom and turn around. Now, we've got non-farm payrolls tomorrow, which could be explosive. I am monitoring the US dollar, which has been overbought now for over a week. It is rolling over a little bit on the daily chart. We have some news items coming out this afternoon, which will probably cause some volatility for the US dollar. The big one will be non-farm payrolls. That is what everybody is watching right now. And again, if we go over to gold and silver, you can see we popped lower on gold now. If it closes back above 1170, this could just be a false break of support. If we close back within the 1170 zone, it could be it looks like it's starting to form a bottom, but we don't have any sort of confirmation. You've got a potential for a V-shaped reversal pattern, but again, it's just trying to find its footing, flushing out stop losses, reversing, getting bid back. We're not seeing big buy orders coming into gold at the moment. You're seeing these smaller moves towards the upside. You're seeing a little bit, or you can see here, we've had this over the last month. We've had 3 days where there has been a positive candle, but that hasn't just followed through. You've got overhead resistance here, a clear trend channel, which gold needs to break and close above first before it can break out of this current sell-off which it's in at the moment. So sitting on the sidelines with gold and silver at the moment, waiting for the next position that might come from non-farm payrolls tomorrow. We'll see how this moves over the course of the US session today. Again, my preference, if I'm trading, looking for a move on gold and silver, which I am, my preference is to trade silver over gold at the moment. It's just got more upside potential. It hasn't broken down as severely from its recent supportive zones, and it's been holding up the last week, and the gold to silver ratio suggests here that we've got more upside with silver than we do with gold. We've also come back down to a major underlying trend channel on the chart, so naturally I would expect some sort of rotation higher here if it's got the legs to break out above last week's high. So if we can break above 1690, that is where I'll look for follow through on silver. Note as well, as we go into December, 14th of December is the FOMC statement, so I'm looking for, certainly that's only 2 weeks away now, or just under 2 weeks. So I will be looking for this to be a short-term trade, to take advantage if we do go for a retracement back from this oversold condition. If we go for a short-term bounce, I'll look to get in and out of this probably by the FOMC statement on the 14th of December. So that would give us about 2 weeks if we were to get any sort of breakout trades on the upside. Of course, if we do see strong non-farm payrolls tomorrow, if that causes another washout on gold and silver, we'll trade the weaker metal and we'll look to take advantage of the potential for a sell short there, or we'll take advantage of a breakout on the US dollar. So that's what we're looking at the moment with those markets. Certainly for today, I'm watching to see this price structure. You can see they're getting bid back up a bit before the start of the US session. Oil, definitely you want to have that on your radar. Look at that. It's 50.77 now. So we continue to ride this position. It's worked out just perfectly, actually, this trade from the pennant formation. We're on track, 50.80 at the moment. So we're getting towards our short-term profit target at the moment. The 52 zone is the next major level of resistance that we'll look at in the short term. We'll see how the price reacts. If it does hit that level, it's got to move about another 120-point move until we get there. Well, 115-point move now. So you can see it's surging. So there's quite good follow through at the moment, which you would expect off the back of an OPEC meeting like this. So I've seen a few updates come through this morning. Cut to oil output may not be as impressive as first expected, and OPEC price rally likely short-lived as OPEC deal not enough to reduce the glut on the fundamental side. But technically, if you've traded the OPEC announcement before, which you have now for several years, you get this follow through. It's just this overall sentiment. Once a deal is agreed, as it has, this is the first deal since 2008, and you can see we're just following through at the moment. Traders are piling into this trade. I would say we're likely to see additional follow through. It's not showing me evidence that traders are just coming out of this position yet. So I'm looking for a move, certainly for about another $1 to $2 move, well, about $1.30 move higher here up to the 52 zone in the short term. So that's what we're currently viewing. Other markets which I would have on the radar at the moment this week, well, that would include, I would keep an eye also from cocoa. Cocoa's actually had a bit of a surge today. Looking at this sort of consolidation weekly chart here, cocoa, it's taking its time, but it's getting there. It's sort of basing out after it broke down to 3-year lows recently. So cocoa has just been consolidating at these 3-year lows. It hasn't breached below this spike low it produced going back a couple of weeks ago. You can see it surging a bit on the daily chart. So it might not be long here until we do see a breakout on cocoa. So keep that on the radar. Another chart which we're also keeping, I think cocoa is actually the main one. Coffee, we're waiting to see where this will find its next legs here, around the 51.50 zone at the moment. It's not giving us any buys right now. It's been a good sell short after it broke out to the 21-month high. It's broken back down to support around the 150 zone, but that's not quite ready to take advantage of at the moment. So I would continue just to monitor that. But I would say out of the softs right now, the cocoa market could present an opportunity if we break. Particularly, you've got a box here, you've got a consolidation which has been going on for about 2 weeks now. If we get a pop higher here, if cocoa has the legs to do it and pop above resistance here, pop above this box, then that is where I could see a good potential here to get into this trade. Okay, so cocoa I quite like. Obviously, we'll continue to rally, well, we'll continue to hold, our position with oil, monitoring gold and silver over the course of today and especially into tomorrow's announcement. Look at platinum too. Platinum's forming a falling wedge pattern where if it breaks out, it could offer a good risk to reward, finding a lot of support at the 900 zone. It's tried to break it about 4 times now over the last week, doesn't seem to want to break below $900. So I'll be looking at that, particularly if you see a surge on gold and silver. There's a pretty nice risk to reward on platinum at the moment, so just have that on the radar. And of course, palladium has just continued to be one of the best performing markets over November, up this over 25% move this has been. So it's been quite incredible, the move that we've seen on this market. Okay, so with that, guys, I will go over to some of the top trades that we've had over the course of this week. So our portfolio performance, these are the trades that we've utilized using our exclusive research-driven strategy. We've taken advantage. We've still got this open trade now. It's up over 300 points on the OPEC announcement yesterday. Very nice breakout trade opportunity here on oil. We've taken this yesterday over the course of the OPEC meeting announcement for an agreement. Technically a perfect setup as well. So well done if you did caught that. We continue to stay in this trade. It's popped higher actually since we had this update this morning. So it's now up in about 350 points in profit at the moment, targeting around 500 points right now. Gold against the euro, we sold into last week. We felt that had more weakness and opportunity to sell just back to support, which was a nice 290-point gain. And also we took advantage of a breakout from a consolidation on natural gas for 310 points of profit. So if you would like access to highly profitable live trade ideas shared with you, ready to implement for instant results, all you need to do is go across to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com, complete the application form. We will get in touch with you ASAP. If you could just, when you make the application, we do have an offer for those of you who are watching this via FX Street or you're watching the YouTube recording. Please just do mention in the comments that you have been on this FX Street session. That would really help us, guys, because then we can provide you with a special offer. So that's at www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com. Complete the application form. We will get in touch with you ASAP. Who's it for? What does it include? Whether you're a new trader, you just want to develop a solid understanding of the markets, fast track your results, or even if you are an experienced trader, but you're just looking to take your trading to that next level, the private members live trading room is definitely for you. It includes exclusive live trading room webinars where we go through the charts with you, we pick out profitable trade setups, share our entry, exit points, our profit targets, as well as walk you through live trade ideas ready to implement. You get access to notifications via email and SMS so you don't miss out on profitable trades. We've kept all of our traders updated every stage of the process yesterday during the oil trade, which the majority of our traders have benefited from those have executed this position. It's been a great live trading room today as we've gone through the trade management of that with everybody up significantly in profit. Also, you get access to our commodity research and our trading plan for the week ahead. So you get exclusive access to our proprietary research, market insights to help boost your win rate and ensure you're getting on the right side of each trade. And you get the following. So exclusive weekly live trading room webinars, live trade setups ready to implement, notifications via email and SMS, details where to enter, exit, place your stop loss and profit target, a weekly trading plan with a watch list of trade ideas for the week ahead, live trade support to help you through each trade, and institutional level trading research and insights to give you the ultimate edge in the markets. So again, to get exclusive access to our private members live trading room, just go to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com, complete the application form, and we'll get in touch with you ASAP. Okay, and do again mention that you have come from FX Street because we will provide you with a special offer. Okay, thanks, guys. So with that, good trading, all the best. We'll speak to you real soon, and yeah, take care. Okay, guys, all the best. Bye-bye.